I was 16, I was in a room with about 150 other people, and there was a paper in front of me, and it was my history exam. And as I opened that paper and I read the questions, it very quickly became apparent that I was not able to answer the questions, that I wasn't able to cope with what was in front of me. And in that moment, I wished that I could just make the choice myself about what the questions were. That I wished that I could have chosen the questions that I knew that I could answer. But unfortunately, that's not the way the system works. I'm not allowed to choose the questions that I know I can answer. And I think for some of us, that's a bit like family. We wish that we could choose our family. You know, you can choose your friends, you can choose who you're gonna add on Snapchat, you can choose who's gonna follow you on Instagram, you can choose who you're gonna follow on Twitter, for example, but you cannot choose your family. They're there, and you're there. And for some of us, our families are confusing. You know, family dynamics are so different. For me, I've got 4 older sisters and parents who've been married for 30 years, but you sat there, might not have that. You might be an only child. You might just live with your mom whilst your dad is somewhere else. You might live with an adoptive family and you don't know your biological parents. You might live with a foster family. You might even live with distant relatives. Your family dynamic is very different to mine, and sometimes we might wonder and wish if we could have made the choice ourselves, it would have been a lot easier. But I just want to encourage you today, wherever you're watching this, that actually, you know what? I don't think you're in your family by accident. But actually it's on purpose, that God has uniquely positioned you in your family for such a time as this. But what on earth does that mean? What does that mean, and what do we do with that? How do I live in my family for such a time as this? Well, as followers of Jesus, I think the best place to go is to look at what Jesus was saying and to see how we can act that out in our daily reality. And so I'm just going to read quickly from Matthew chapter 5, verse 14. It says this: "You are a light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven." See, as followers of Jesus, we are called to let our light shine before others so that they may see our Father in heaven. And I think that is what you're placed uniquely in your family to do, to let the love that you've discovered in Jesus shine before others through the good works that you do. So it might be that this week you decide to get up early and make your mom and dad breakfast. It might mean that you get up and you pray for your brother and then you send him a text and you encourage him through scripture. It might be that you console your sister who's recently broken up with someone else. Whatever it looks like for you, just remember that you're there on purpose and you're there to let your light shine before others so that they see Jesus, your Father in heaven.